We're definitely earning it though.
Oh yeah. We made it!
We made it. All right, this was an amazing hike. If you looked up there, we just sort of got chased off by Mother Nature.
We're the Farnsworths. We're working on our 5th year of full-time living in our RV as a travel nurse family. Come along with us on contract number 14 in Worcester, Massachusetts as we explore beautiful New England this fall. We're taking a break from history lessons this week, much to my dismay, but don't worry, we'll likely still learn something. New Hampshire is just a hop, skip, and a jump away, and the leaves are just starting to turn.
What are we doing, love?
Oh, it's time to take the top off of this baby.
Take it for a ride in Massachusetts?
Yep.
Actually, New Hampshire. Let's load up! Hey, you guys ready to go on an adventure today? Oh yeah! We got the doors off. It is a beautiful 75-degree weather day here in Massachusetts, but we are going to go north into New Hampshire this morning. It's actually afternoon. I think it's like noon right now. Hopefully they're still serving breakfast. We're gonna go check out a sugar shack. I think it's called the Maple Barn, and we're gonna go have breakfast and real maple syrup, learn how maple syrup is tapped here. They don't tap it till like the early spring, so we're not gonna be there for that process, but hopefully we'll get to learn about it. And then we're gonna go on a geocache adventure with the tops down. Come with us.
Smash that like button.
This episode is supported by Voyagers Insurance Group. A question we often get as a full-time RV family is, what do you do about health insurance? In the last 5 years, we've had 2 ER visits, stitches, crutches, illnesses, and of course, all the COVID tests and vaccines. Healthcare needs can happen anywhere, so finding coverage that can go wherever you are as a full-time traveler can be a challenge. Fortunately, that's where Voyagers Insurance Group comes in. They provide true nationwide PPOs that utilize all major networks with a tailor-made approach to insurance. They worked up a surprisingly affordable plan for our family, and we think you should check them out too. There's enough to stress out about on the road already. Healthcare shouldn't be one of them. Voyagers Insurance Group gives you protection on the road so you have the freedom to explore.
Very, very important. Muy importante. All right, so we got the doors off. I keep trying to open the door or close the door or like use it as an armrest, and it's a no-go.
You didn't think we'd make it through a whole episode without a history lesson, did you? Did you know that the Uncle Sam's childhood home is here in Mason, New Hampshire? Neither did we, until we passed it. It's a private residence now, but it's still a fun little find. You just never know what you're going to find in New England.
So we are at the, Parker's, right? Parker's Maple Barn. Yeah, there it is. Parker's Maple Sugar Barn. Farm, sorry.
The sap of a sugar maple tree is 98% water and 2% sugar. It takes 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup. The process is pretty simple though. Sometime between February and April, you drill a 3-inch hole at about 4 feet above the ground and slightly upward angle. Hammer in a tap or a spout into the hole and then hang a bucket and let it fill up. It will drip as the tree fluctuates from alternating freeze and thawing temperatures. Collect it, boil off the water, and voila! Sap is officially made into syrup when it reads 66% sugar content.
They have every kind of maple, anything that you could ever want. I'm so excited to go eat breakfast.
She's ready for her own pancakes.
That syrup was tapped from the trees around here. Literally. Okay, well that was absolutely amazing. That was so good. We had maple coffee and humongous pancakes. No one could finish their food.
With really full stomachs, we piled back into the Jeep to look for some fun trails and geocaching. Unfortunately, I didn't plan enough, and it turns out that our Jeep was just too big for the trails.
unfortunately, a lot of the stuff here is good for ATVs, but like true ATVs, dirt bikes.
Only a 50-inch width maximum.
Yeah.
And the Jeep is definitely one. That's like your standard four-wheeler, you know? So.
Yeah. So we have to stick to the gravel roads, which is kind of a bummer because it's not as challenging, but it's really pretty, and we are doing a little bit of geocaching.
Okay, you ready? Yeah. There you go. Put on the brake, keep it on the brake, put it in park. Alright, undo everything.
Look how many moves I got now.
Good job, Ethan. Very good job.
Nice job, buddy. Well, it didn't quite go as planned. However, the kids each still got to get behind the steering wheel, which is their favorite thing to do in the Jeep. And we still got to take all of the doors and the roof off and go for a little ride. So breakfast was good, lunch, breakfast, whatever.
It was fun. Brunch.
And it's time to head back to the campsite now.
Since we're staying fairly close to New Hampshire, we've had the opportunity to explore several cool hikes, like the Andres Institute of Art Sculpture hike in Brookline.
Have you ever been on an art hike before? Think like an art museum, but on a trail.
Or Mine Falls Park in Nashua. The hike that takes the cake, though, is Mount Monadnock in Joffre.
On our way to Mount Monadnock.
I'm sure we're saying it wrong.
Sure, yeah. This is a very, very popular mountain to climb here in Southern New Hampshire. And today is a special day because it's our 20th anniversary.
20 years.
20 years. So we have left the kids behind and we're going to go do an extraneous hike today. Okay.
This is Dublin Taproom.
Oh, well, there we go. That's the place I was gonna say let's eat at later.
I think we have timed this perfectly because the leaves are starting to change. Down here there's a lot of green still, but on our drive up here there were lots of trees that were vibrant, like I almost said blue.
Vibrant blue.
Not blue.
Wow,
They
that
were
would be interesting.
They were vibrant yellow and red and orange. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we're gonna find at the top of, we forgot to ask him, Monadnock? We should ask him.
How do you say, is it Monadnock? Yeah, I told you were saying it wrong.
Monadnock.
Ah, thank you.
Monadnock. All right, it's been a hot minute since we've done any extraneous hiking, so this is gonna test me, at least I'm sure. 2 hours to the summit, and I'm sure that that is posted for someone who hikes regularly. So, see how long this takes us.
We'll see.
We're here,
Yep.
and we're taking the orange line.
Taking the orange line up, and then we come back that little blue line.
Well, that looks intense.
Come up on our first trail intersection. There's two trails that we're taking on this. It's essentially kind of a loop, kind of an out and back. There's White Dot and White Cross. There is White Cross to the left. Now, this is the one that we'll come down on.
Hey, look, they have crosses marking
Oh, that's kind of fun.
versus the dots on this side, so you don't get confused.
We're not out of shape.
Not at all.
We're not out of shape at all.
I'm like,
but-
how far have we gone? Oh, we've only gone 224 foot elevation out of 2,200.
Yeah, that's right. It's like a 2,200 elevation gain. I'm recording it all with the Garmin, so we'll see and know what it is by the end of it.
We were shocked to discover that one of the world's most frequently climbed mountains is right here in New England. In fact, it's second only to Mount Fuji in Japan. What? Of course we had to visit it and see what all the hype is about. Apparently it gets so busy in the summertime that they have to turn visitors away. Even though all trails rated it as hard, and I'm currently out of shape, I figured, what the heck, we got this. I didn't know I might be biting off more than I could chew. The reviews all talk about the route up as steep and challenging, which it was. We went slow and steady and we made it just fine. But the kicker was coming back down. It's basically a 6-mile rock field, and if you have bad knees, that's bad news.
So I'm playing Fortnite with Chloe right now.
Why aren't you cleaning?
Because the dishes are dry.
Because the dishes are dry? You gotta wait for the dishes to dry before you clean?
That's okay.
I want it
Don't
spick and
give him a hard
span.
time. Thank you
Spick
for doing it.
and span, boy.
Okay.
I love you.
All right, bye.
Okay, you're probably not gonna be able to see it on here very well, but right, I'm gonna zoom in. Oh yeah. There it is. That is Boston in the distance. That is wild that we can see it all the way from this mountain in New Hampshire.
We made it to the first point, not quite the summit yet. Look at those trees though. It's nice and sunny. It's a little bit later in the afternoon.
Whew,
You're doing great.
thanks. Yay! We made it!
And we made it. Looks like we're gonna have to book it down though, because there's a little bit of rain coming our way, going that way.
Look at all those trees on the side though. They're beautiful.
I know, they're really...
They're bright red.
All right, this was an amazing hike. We're not done yet. We're just coming off the summit. You can see Kristen kind of coming down. If you looked up there, we just sort of got chased off by Mother Nature. It was beautiful and sunny and gorgeous for like the majority of the hike up. And fortunately, we really did see some amazing scenery from some of the lower parts where we balled out. You can see everything. Yeah, but up here, you can just see the clouds and they're moving in pretty fast. And on the other side of the mountain, I didn't get much shots of it, but you could definitely see the rain coming too. So we're just trying to get off of the summit before any kind of storm. It didn't look, I don't hear any thunder or anything like that. It just looks like a little rainstorm, but I just don't want to get wet. It's about 50, I don't know, maybe 53 degrees. It's cool.
The summit was amazing, but the hike down was absolutely brutal. It took us 5.5 hours to complete. The last 2 miles, I was basically using John as a crutch. But we made it down and even got to cheers with a flight of local beer from the Dublin tap room at the bottom. What a way to celebrate 20 years together. That's all for New Hampshire for now, but in a few weeks we'll be sharing another part of this beautiful state, the White Mountains. In the meantime, stay tuned next week for our favorite part of New England yet as we take a trip up to Maine and visit Acadia National Park. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you out there.